Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, folks. I am giving an official review for the show Naruto, all 9 seasons. I'm not going to go too in depth. I am going to cover most of the things that I thought were interesting and most of the things that I thought were weaker, so to speak. So, I'm going to start off with my official or objective look at it. The show is good. It has a good story. It has a powerful beginning, an interesting middle, and a very open ending, which I know goes to the show Shippuden. Now, there is problems with some of the story. How I watched it on Netflix, so they showed they showed more of the uncut kind of version and whatnot, but they also did censor some things. Now, something that I want to make clear, I don't like fillers. I mean, if it mostly is filler episode, I tend to skip, but because I wanted to see most of this or all of the show and what it was about, I watched it all the way through. But fillers do annoy me, but that is part of the subjective. Now, the fillers do help fill in backstory to characters, so character development is very good, world building, very good, story, it's good. Objectively, this show is a 4 out of 5 when it comes to an anime. Now, I'm not going to give it a perfect score because there are some problems with it. As they put the show together, they tend to do a repetitive cycle when they cut to commercials for the show. When you say they have somebody or they say something, then they cut to commercial, then they return to it, and they're saying the same damn thing for like 10 to 15 seconds. No, that will take a person out of the story instead of achieving the effect that is desired, which is giving them a slight reminder from what they saw. If a person is invested in the story, like I was, they wouldn't need that 15-second reminder. Now, I will say this story of the nine-tailed fox being inside Naruto and the character of Naruto, he's a very interesting character. And I've only watched and been invested in 2 other mangas, the Yu Yu Hakusho and the Dragon Ball manga, with all the way from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Super, including Z, and including GT. And I really like these animes where it's fighters, it's in your face, it's action and whatnot. Now, there are some ditzy moments, but then again, it is anime. They have those moments. I'm not going to take away the objective score or cut the objective score because of those. Now, one of the things that is very interesting is Naruto he's a loner because everybody knows that this kid has the nine-tailed fox demon inside of him. Now, the nine-tailed fox was a humongous demon entity that was attacking the Leaf Village in the show. And the fourth Hokage, or was it third Hokage? Yeah, third Hokage was forced to trap this or the entity and sacrifice himself in order to trap it inside of a newborn. And there are parts in this show that I thought were really done well, but what takes away from the show, and subjectively, I give the show a 4 out of 5 as well, even though I do not like the fillers, and there are things that I would have done well. That's why I give it a subjective. But objectively, it is 4 out of 5, and there are things that made the story a little weaker. There are things that could have been done better. And honestly, some of the dialogue just could have been improved a little bit more. Now, some of the things that I did like was the characters like the characters of the Sand Village, Gaara, and many of the Genin, or lower class ninja, that were basically first class before they go to Chunin, which one of them actually does reach Chunin. A lot of people think that this show is all about Naruto. It is for the most part, but they also have characters like Sasuke, Sakura, and many other side characters that actually play pivotal roles in the development of Naruto's character. Characters like Choji, who is a portly ninja, and other characters like Shikamaru, who is basically a genius, but he cannot stand work. He cannot stand having to work because the kid is a tactical genius, literally. And he has pretty interesting techniques like shadow possession and shadow strangle jutsu, or jutsu is basically where you channel your chakra or energy inside of you to perform many different moves. This, like I said, this story has excellent world building. It goes very much into depth of how people are able to do things, manipulating chakra or special talents from family bloodlines, and very powerful abilities. Now, it covers Naruto's training up to a certain point. I mean, this story starts out in the beginning when Naruto is only a baby in the first episode, but then skips ahead to where he's like 12 years old or 13 years old. And then it kind of takes about a year or two. So when he finally leaves the Leaf Village with Jiraiya, his master, he's like 14 or 15 years old. So it's a pretty interesting story so far. And I think that when you're introduced to characters like Orochimaru, the main villain, they have a good lead in. They don't really give you an idea of who this character is until after he is revealed. Then you have what's known as the legendary Sannin, which are three very powerful ninjas that were students of the Hokage, which is the leader of the village and also its protector. The other two Sannin are introduced, Tsunade, who is a female, and who is voiced by a very talented actress, Mae West, who was also in the Metal Gear Solid game series as Meryl. And the voice acting, I recognize a couple of them. Her is being one of them, and Chuck Hubert from Funimation, who does the voice of Adult Gohan, and who also did the voice of narration for Dragon Ball Z and for the Yu Yu Hakusho. So they got some good voice talent. The voices, honestly, I thought they were very well placed with each character. And you got some quirky characters, you got some great characters. One of the things that I did like about the show, they were not afraid to show adult themes. They were not afraid to show things that are real life, you know? When a dog is marking, a dog is marking. When I say a dog, there's a character, his name is Kiba. He's a ninja that works, or whose family works with dogs. They basically have dogs like they're a familiar, like they are a partner in their ninjutsu. And ninjutsu as well, and genjutsu and all that stuff. And Kiba has a puppy named Akamaru. Now, one of the things that I will be paying attention to in Shippuden, the sequel to Naruto, is when Naruto returns, is Akamaru, the puppy, going to be bigger? is he going to be a bigger dog? Because this dog, or dogs, age pretty quickly when it comes to certain things. I mean, this dog was a pup throughout the year of that this show takes place. And I'm like, you're gonna have to age this damn dog. Otherwise, that's one of the things that they didn't do, and it kind of lost objectively because you didn't progress characters physically as well as mentally and otherwise. I know that Naruto has a future love interest because I am aware of the other show, Boruto, where he has a kid, and he has actually made his goal of being Hokage himself. And I know that the character Hinata, who has a very powerful Kekkei Genkai, which is a technique that is born into you. It cannot be copied like by things from Sasuke Uchiha's Sharingan. He can't copy things like the Byakugan. I mean, if a person has a Kekkei Genkai, it can't be copied by anyone else. You can't learn it. It belongs to that family themselves. How you doing, Fenrir? How you doing, J-God? Good to see you guys. Now, Hinata's character is very interesting. She is the future love interest of Naruto, and Naruto is just so freaking oblivious to this woman, or to this girl. And because he likes Sakura, and Sakura likes Sasuke, I did not like Sasuke's character in this. I really don't. I mean, yes, I understand his character. Do not get me wrong. Just because I don't like his character doesn't mean I don't understand his character. But his character is very unlikable in this show. I know a lot of people who are my friends on Facebook and social media who have seen this show, and they love Sasuke. And it's like, I don't see any of the appeal at all. This kid has a one-track mind. He's interested in only one thing, killing his older brother because his brother killed his family, or because his brother massacred his entire family. And he gets humbled by his brother Itachi Uchiha when his brother shows up in the show, and it's like his brother just brutally kicks shit out of him. He's like, you built up all that hatred, but it wasn't enough. Yeah, Sasuke. But you got characters like Kakashi, who has a one Sharingan eye. Ever watched Westwood TV show? No, I have not, Jay. God, I'm doing a review for Naruto right now, so I'm gonna leave the questions to keep it Naruto centric. But one of the cool things about I do like Kakashi Sensei, or as they call him, Kakashi Sensei, but his name's Kakashi Hatake. I do like his character because his character is quirky, slightly perverted, like most masters in anime are. Like, you got Master Roshi from Dragon Ball Z, who is a frickin' pervert. You got frickin' Jiraiya, who's also a pervert in this one, who's also who's one of the legendary Sannin. And you got frickin' Kakashi, who is also semi-perverted because he's frickin' reading some of the books that Jiraiya is writing, and Jiraiya writes these cheesy frickin' sex novels. Basically, is what they're suggested to be. But he's also a very skilled ninja. When he has to throw down, he throws down. And he's not afraid, or when he has to go all out, he'll lift up his headband, because his headband's covering one eye. And it's covering the Sharingan eye. So when he's able, or the cool thing about the Sharingan, which is something that the Uchihas, Sasuke and Itachi, also have, they can use it to predict and copy techniques from other fighters, unless it is something like a Kekkei Genkai, which cannot be copied. The Byakugan is something that Hinata and Neji are able to use. Those characters were also interesting. And the way that they show the Byakugan, how the veins just raise right around the eyes, like right here, is very freaking nuts. I made it to episode 63, I believe, right before Naruto goes to the tournament. There's a side ep where he helps Kid out in a village. I know about the series after from reviewers. Fenrir, I honestly recommend you do watch the whole series through, and then continue to Shippuden, and then to Boruto. Now, Shippuden has 16 seasons. This show has 9 seasons. One of the things, objectively, they do not break the seasons up well. I mean, they keep them to like 25 or 24 to 26 episodes each, except for the final 9th season, which is only 8 episodes long. They could have done the progression a little bit better, in my honest opinion. But for the most part, Naruto going from graduating his standard schooling for ninja to being a genin, going on missions with Kakashi and with Sasuke and Sakura, and then all 3 of them taking the Chunin exams, where you're introduced to many other people in neighboring villages. My favorite is the Sand Village 3, I call them. Kankuro, I cannot remember the girl's name, and Gaara, who is also sort of like Naruto himself. He has a demon inside him, just like Naruto has a demon inside of himself, which is the nine-tailed fox. One of the things that I did like was one episode where Naruto, he channels himself inward into his own mind to actually speak with the spirit fox and learn that a little bit about the malevolence of this character, of this being that is inside him. And he gives the same freaking attitude to this fox, to this demon that is locked inside of him. And he's like, look, pal, you're stuck in my mind, or you're stuck in my body, so you're freaking renting, so you're going to help out. And it's like, oh, it's kind of cowed for a moment by the audacity of this young child who he inhabits. He's like, all right, I'll give you a little bit of my chakra. And when Naruto is able to channel the nine-tailed fox, there's only one time where he actually completely loses control, where it's no longer Naruto taking the wheel. It's the nine-tailed fox that's taking the wheel, because Naruto was too weak-minded in that episode. It was basically when Naruto was fighting Sasuke for the final time in the show, where Sasuke had he'd gone basically completely dark, and he allowed his own, or a curse mark, to fester on him. He actually is power hungry. Sasuke, that's why I don't like him. He's too freaking power hungry. Love to see a team up with Naruto and Goku. That would be interesting, but the worlds are way too different. Now, as I was saying, and this is something that is interesting to Kakashi and a lot of the higher ups that watch Naruto, that have also trained him and taught him, they are noticing that Naruto is pretty much a fast learner. I mean, this kid mastered a Shadow Clone Jutsu, which is it's Chunin and higher, basically, or no, it's actually a Jonin technique that this kid mastered, even though it was from a forbidden scroll. But he actually tried as hard as he could, and he mastered it. Now, one of the things that is a flaw to Naruto is he freaking relies on it too much. Naruto is not a genius by any level, but I'm hoping that he will become wiser as I delve into Shippuden. Because one of the things that I subjectively didn't like is that Naruto doesn't learn from his fights. He's not learning as most fighters do. And if he would actually do that, he would be a great freaking fighter. Now, this kid masters techniques. His freaking persistence and perseverance and dedication to his show or to his training is admirable and very fierce. Naruto and Goku versus Tetsu from Akira. What do you think of that fight? I don't know the anime Akira. So, how you doing, Kamen Rider? But for sure, I can't believe it's been going since the late 90s. Well, that's the Japanese dub that's been going since the late 90s, because I believe Naruto started in 2002 with American dub or English dub. But one of the cool things that, or as I was get back to the review, one of the things that I do not like is he doesn't learn. I mean, yes, he learns a little bit, but it doesn't hold. When he's faced with new people, you see much wiser people actually hang back, watch, learn, and whatnot. Now, he does learn quick, Naruto, but he doesn't retain very well. Now, this kid learned from Jiraiya when Jiraiya was teaching him for a little bit. The Rasengan, which is channeling chakra into your palm, and it kind of creates a ball. And it's the closest thing to Dragon Ball Z's. It's the closest thing you can get to a point blank energy blast, really. But when it comes to, or because I've often seen people compare Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, and it's like, I'm sorry, but Dragon Ball Z, these people are blowing up freaking planets with their energy. There's no freaking contest. But I do like how Naruto is, or he masters it, but he uses his shadow clone jutsu to master, or to use it. He requires a shadow clone to help build up the chakra in his hand to launch the Rasengan. And that is an inherent flaw. Now, the kid mastered it. Technically, yes, he mastered it. But he mastered it in a way that leaves him wide open. But using multiple shadow clones, like he can, he is able to keep other people busy unless they have a sweeping attack that will wipe out the shadow clones in a heartbeat. Hey, were you aware back in 2014 when people got angry over the ending of Naruto because Naruto didn't end up with Sakura? Thing is, I didn't think he should end up with Sakura. Sakura just doesn't like him. She's too freaking obsessed with Sasuke. But I do like how she actually let go of that to learn, or to go into the medical field, because she learned, or because she realizes she's not a help when it comes to being a warrior. Her talents lie elsewhere. And I think that is very great character development that Sakura turns more to medical ninja and whatnot. And it's something that was a great moment for her. Now, the show does end, and where Jiraiya is taking Naruto off, and they'll be back in 2 years from very extreme training. So when I delve into Shippuden, I'm going to give my overall thoughts and reviews of that. The show, subjectively, like I said, is 4 out of 5. But if you like anime and stuff, this is a 5 out of 5 kind of show. So my showgoer review is 5 out of 5. objective and subjective are both 4 out of 5. Now, one of my favorite characters in Naruto currently, besides Naruto obviously, is Gaara. Gaara also had a lot of character development, even though he was only in even though he came in around 3rd season. This kid was a villain, but he became a good guy, and it was almost a show stealer for a moment, because I do like Gaara and how his mastery of sand acts with a will of its own. And his defense is very good. But he also, or because of his interactions with Naruto, one thing that can be said about Naruto, the kid has a moral center that is unshakable. That is one thing that can be said about him. It's unshakable, his moral center. When he sets his mind on something, he's not afraid to do what he has to do. Let me get a light on and whatnot. I mean, this kid, one of the things I did like in one of the earlier episodes was when he was standing before the Hokage. And the Hokage's grandson comes in trying to freaking kill his grandfather. But he's like, "You're not going to touch me because I'm the Hokage's grandson or grandfather or grandson." He's like, "I don't care if he's your grandmother, believe it." And he just socks the kid. The kid is like freaking 4 years old, and he just socks the kid. And it's like, what the fuck going on, Amaru? It was so great. Gaara was the most popular back in the early 2000s in my school. Yeah, I mean, I like him because of his stoicness, but also his character development. The kid couldn't understand emotional ties. He couldn't understand them, but because he was severed from them because of his own experiences as a kid. He had emotional ties, but the person who he had an emotional tie with betrayed him, and it broke the kid mentally. But later on, he finally realized through his own experiences with Naruto that there is real strength in dedicating his life to somebody. And that's one of the things that I absolutely love about Gaara is the final season, he takes on a student. Actually, the student chooses him. And when his student gets taken because of these celestial ninjas from the village of artisans kidnap her, Gaara is willing to do all that is necessary to protect his student and to not let that demon that is inside of him out. And it is truly a great moment for Gaara's development. I mean, that is something that I look forward to seeing, hopefully in the future, if Gaara is in Shippuden. Because I believe that Gaara has the potential to be a wise teacher, because he showed wisdom when his student was unsure of which weapon to take, a sword, a big club, or this little thing. Her first instinct was to take the rope javelin, but she then chose the big, huge iron club, and he's like, or she's like, "What weapon do you think would suit me?" And he goes rope javelin first, because usually what you choose first is usually something from your gut instinct. And he saw that, and he understood that she would be better suited for a defensive, and that's the kind of fighter that Gaara is. But back to Naruto, when Naruto is fighting or is mastering jutsus left and right, I mean, this kid picks him up, and when he learns how to freaking run on water and walls and stuff, it's pretty dang cool. You also got characters like Rock Lee, who can't use ninjutsu or genjutsu, but resorts solely on taijutsu, which is fight or physical prowess. And you got the freaking Bruce Lee looking teacher, Mike Guy, who's teaching him. One of the cool things about Rock Lee is if you get him drunk, he's a master of freaking drunken fist. And if he would actually able to master that without having any alcohol, I mean, he's a kid. He's not supposed to. But, oh my gosh, the kid is a freaking amazing fighter. Knocked out, this kid will still fight you through muscle memory because of how he has trained. The kid, Mike Guy, yeah. How you doing, Craig? But one of the cool things about Rock Lee is his dedication, his character arc in Naruto was also interesting because Gaara actually nearly killed him and crippled one of his arms and one of his legs. And when Tsunade, who becomes the 5th Hokage, finally comes back and accepts and whatnot, she has incredible medical prowess. This woman is the medical expert when it comes to medical jutsu and chakra healing and all that stuff. She tells him it's 50-50 at best. You should not, or you might not be able to be ninja again, and you should possibly give up. But this kid, or what she doesn't realize is that this kid's training means everything to him. For him to give up would mean his death. He wouldn't live with himself. He would kill himself in a heartbeat. That kid would commit suicide if he could not, or if he was crippled forever or anything like that. And I do love that his dedication helped him persevere. I mean, this kid went up against Gaara in the Chunin exams, prelims, and when he got rid of his ankle weights, the kid was too fast for Gaara's defense and actually surprised Gaara to the point where Gaara actually went or started to show some effort. And he also became friends with Gaara later on when there was other things going on. Now, the character or the main villain of this show is Orochimaru, who actually kills I think it is the 4th Hokage. No, it was 3rd Hokage. He was Hokage before the 4th. The 4th was the one that sealed up the 9-tailed fox, but then the 3rd had to retake it. Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, and Naruto are the most popular of the well-known anime series here in America. True, and I wish Yu Yu Hakusho would become more famous too, because that was actually a very truly great anime in itself. Now, yeah, he kills the 4th Hokage, Orochimaru, and he was one of the legendary Sannin that went bad. Now, Orochimaru, because the 3rd Hokage sacrifices his life using the Reaper Jutsu and severs his ability to use hand signals and whatnot. And Orochimaru's body begins to fail him. So he has to resort to body exchange. And that's a cheat, but then again, it is the villain. And leaving this show open the way it did, I look forward to seeing how Naruto will handle Orochimaru. And Bleach comes close as well. I honestly will look into Bleach when I get a chance. I am going through Naruto and Shippuden, and then Boruto when I get a chance. I hear Boruto is still going on, but I'm possibly only going to watch it up to the point where Naruto bites it. Because I know that in Boruto, Naruto actually dies. He sacrifices himself, if I remember correctly. Now, Sasuke's character, like I said, I do not like Sasuke in this show. He's too freaking power hungry. He's too freaking one-track minded, and he's willing to do literally anything and everything, including sell his goddamn soul in order for more power, and does not realize that he's being played like a bitch. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to give it to you straight, like Naruto does. He's not afraid to say what he wants to say. Frickin' Sasuke is a bitch. He is a basic bitch. He is frickin' Orochimaru's bitch. And that's going to piss people off. Hey, I'm sorry. But you know what? He's a bitch. Sasuke is too freaking power hungry to kill his brother. And I understand his reasons. Do not get me wrong. I understand the character of Sasuke. I understand his reasons, his motivations, and all of that. But he is a basic bitch. The kid can't see past his own vengeance. He doesn't realize, even though many people have told him it's not going to help, wiser people have told him it's not going to help. You'd think the kid would actually listen. He is emo. Freaking Sasuke is an emo bitch. The kid is freaking Anakin Skywalker, except he's not the chosen one. He's freaking alright, yeah, he's basically Kylo Ren. When he finally realized that Naruto is starting to surpass him, he loses it. He can't handle it. And so he goes to Orochimaru. He actually finally decides, fuck it, I'm going to Orochimaru, mainly because of that curse mark on his neck. But he gave into it. Those who give into evil, I don't see them as redeemable. But sometimes they are, because they finally realize the error of their ways. Now, hopefully that will be the case. It seems that it will be the case in Shippuden or Boruto. I'm guessing Shippuden because I have seen stills where Sasuke is fighting alongside Naruto and Sakura in Shippuden. But for the most part, I do not like Sasuke's character in this. The show, or Sasuke is basically a basic bitch of Orochimaru. And I just cannot stand that kind of character. It's a very weak character. And I'm not talking about a character as in person. I'm talking about a character as in a person's personal actions and upbringing and growing up and whatnot. Their character. But other than that, I love how, or one of my favorite side characters is, besides Gaara, is Shikamaru and Choji. But I also do like Hinata. Hinata is that girl has a character arc that is to die for when it comes to women. I mean, she starts off very passive. She is freaking shy as all hell. She still is shy at the end of Naruto, but Shino as well. Shino the bug kid, he is freaking awesome. But Hinata, I gotta say that I find that girl admirable. And one of the things I wish had happened at the end of Naruto was she at least gets to say goodbye to Naruto. You know, like give him a kiss on the cheek or something. But it doesn't happen, so ugh. But anyway, one of the cool things is Hinata she's part of a high caste in her family and her clan, but she's discarded because she is too passive and caring and gentle. And she trained her ass off and persevered. And when the Chunin exams came up, she fought against her cousin Neji, who is actually more powerful than her and has powers that only the high caste members of that clan have. And she's still inferior to Neji, but she has talents that actually surpass Neji's. Neji has a blind spot in his Byakugan. When Hinata trained, she actually had a complete defense that was perfect. And that is absolutely wonderful to see, that her character had mastered a form of the 64 palms Byakugan defensive formation of Gentle Fist. And I gotta say, it is awesome that she had that, or that she mastered such a defensive style to where she literally has complete 360 defense. And even in Z-axis, she's defensive as well. Now, I do wish that Naruto had understood that she actually does have feelings for him, but he's still caught up on Sakura, sadly. It's kind of pathetic, but it's understood. Now, hopefully he'll frickin' understand that Hinata has feelings for him, and he'll actually give into those, or he'll have feelings for her. Now, when it comes to filler episodes, there are a couple episodes that I really did like. One was freaking Shino laughing his ass off, where you actually see Shino cut loose because he had a laughing poison given into him. And it's just freaking hilarious to see that. But there's also one where, let's see here, what was it? It was, shoot, I lost it, and it was right there. But anyway, overall, the story is good. You could take out some of the filler, because some of the filler is unnecessary. But overall, this show, Naruto, seasons 1 through 9, was very well done. And I gotta say that it's not every day you see an anime that is so well put together, except for like things like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super. Yes, filler can harm an anime. I mean, you got freaking episodes where people are just powering up during the whole fucking episode. And it's like, get to the fights already, you know? But while they're powering up, they give a little bit of character development. And that is what helps. Even though the filler is just them recalling stuff and whatnot, it still helps build their character because you're getting to know their character more. And that actually is a plus, even though I mark it in a minus, because while the filler can be considered unnecessary from an objective standpoint, subjectively it can be considered necessary because it helps build the character. It helps you learn a little bit about the character's past and whatnot, and what drives the character. Much of the filler that I didn't like was Sasuke's character, because I just lost all interest in Sasuke when he finally fought against Naruto in full demon form. And Naruto lost control of the nine-tailed fox. But I do like Jiraiya, and I do like that Naruto freaking masters the summoning jutsu of the big freaking toad master. I can't remember the damn name of him to save my life. But I do like that all of these characters, they're not the same. And that is another great thing about this. Is something that actually makes this show somewhat superior to Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Z, all the characters have the potential to do the same damn freaking moves. You have all of them able to do freaking energy blasts, basic energy blasts, where in Naruto no one can do the same move except for a very few techniques, like multi-shadow clones. The Rasengan is only exclusive to Jiraiya and Naruto. The Chidori, which is Kakashi's main move, he teaches it to Sasuke. But there are many moves, or most of these characters are so different that they have their own unique talents. And that is a powerful thing when telling a story. Shikamaru is a freaking genius. Shino is the bug guy who is very powerful when it comes to ranged attacks. Short or close quarters is not his thing. You have Ino, which is freaking Sakura's rival. She has the mind, or she has mind genjutsu basically. She has mind jutsus that can take over somebody, possess them, or even just destroy their mind. But one of the things that I did like about her character Okay, sorry about that, folks. The weather is kind of getting crazy up here, so it might knock out the internet signal. But I am going to start wrapping it up here. I am very sorry about that pause. It happens every now and then on my channel. But basically, you got, or as I was picking up from where I left off, this show had great character building, and it's very hard not to like a lot of these characters. And it's very easy to hate a lot of the mains, or the not main, but side characters that were from, or that were only exclusive to 1 or 2 episodes. But overall, I did enjoy the show. It was requested by 2 of my friends. Craig, who was in the chat, he was one of the people that requested I watch this a while ago. And then a friend of mine, her name's Cassie. I want to give a special thanks to her. She is a very good friend of mine. And I want to thank her for finally convincing me to actually check the show out. I really did like it, even though I do not like the character of Sasuke. Hopefully, his character development in Shippuden will be better and actually get me to respect his character a little more. But other than that, folks, this show was very good. I do recommend it if you haven't seen it, and if you are into anime and whatnot, definitely give it a shot. Definitely give it a watch. There's great content. If you watch it on Netflix, you're going to catch some of the uncensored stuff in it. But there's also anime networks that you can watch it on. I'm going to be watching Shippuden after I'm done this live stream. I'm going to actually get started on Shippuden. But anyway, folks, I am going to start wrapping it up here. I want to give a big shout out to Kamen Rider, Craig Hutchinson, Fenrir Fire, Kamen Rider. Who else? J God, Jay, and all y'all that joined me in the chat. Thank you for coming by to hear my live review of Naruto. This is a great show. Like I said, objective, it's 4 out of 5. Subjective, 4 out of 5. Showgoer, it is 5 out of 5. Anyway, big shout out to the people who requested it, Craig and Cassie. You guys freaking rock. And if you were unable to catch me on the live stream, feel free to watch this on the replay. And anyway, folks, this is going to start wrapping it up. You all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts on Naruto in the comment section below if you are catching this on the replay. And this has been Orange Hat Reviews, folks. And my daily reminder is, stay humble.